right, first of all, this movie is so much fun. It's a fun heist movie. You don't know who to trust. I love it.
Great.
And you killed it. You knocked it out of the park.
Thank you.
So obviously, I know that you met with, I was going to say Han. I know you met with Harrison, and you guys talked for a little bit. What advice did he give you at all?
He said, if anyone asks, tell him I taught you everything you need to know, and you're not allowed to say anything. So that's what I keep sticking to.
And that's the best advice probably anybody can give anybody else.
Yeah, and I don't want to mess with him, you know.
When studying his performance, I noticed that
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, and this is your character. This is your Han, which I love. And we'll eventually get down to that
Sure.
the Harrison one. But when you studied him, were there any mannerisms that you picked up on that you were like, oh, I want to kind of incorporate that at all?
Yeah, there's certainly stuff. I think the main thing was to watch all of the originals kind of as early as possible so I could absorb the feeling for the character. And I wouldn't want to list those mannerisms because then it's like you're watching it doing the thing. But there was definitely little stuff. But the main thing was, I think, for it to feel like a person, like a real person, and to have enough of that kind of feel and touch that you believe that he could become that.
You know, when you sign on for something like Star Wars, you get it into your mindset that this is going to be a big, sci-fi green screen thing, but everything seemed very practical. At least all the sets did.
It's unbelievable how practical it was. There was so little CGI and so little green screen. I mean, outside of space and the actual explosions, some of the explosions were real too, but all the creatures and all the aliens were actually either puppets or people in the suits.
Amazing.
Even when we're flying in the ships, there was a screen that wrapped around the ship and was showing us the space we were flying to and lighting our faces. So it was like that Star Tours thing where we're actually flying and the ship is shaking. I'm really fortunate to be a part of one where that's the case, because my own personal feeling is like real doesn't ever age.
I completely
it's
agree
always going to look real.
I mean, that's the thing I love about the originals is the practicality of all the puppets, like you had just said.
Yeah, absolutely.
So where would you like to see Han go next? I know that he makes a reference to going to Tatooine, but where would you like to see Han go next?
Well, I think I just want to see more of his relationships with these characters. I think that would be really a lot of fun, and I think each being its own kind of adventure story in like almost the Indiana Jones mold would be pretty frickin' cool. Now,
Donald talked a little bit about like a friendly competition that you guys may have had. I heard that you did kickboxing, so he took a kickboxing. Did you, because this whole movie is based on chemistry and relationships.
Yes.
So how did you guys foster all those relationships between you and Donald and Amelia?
Well, I mean, I think with everybody, we just got along so great. You know, each Star Wars movie has its own like kind of crew and posse, and I think with this one, it was a really cool thing to, just like have this experience where with such an interesting array of people, each person in this movie, between Jonas, Phoebe, who plays L3, Woody, Amelia, everybody is so kind of fun and interesting. We had such a great time together.
Now, with Ron taking over, he's an amazing director. He knocked it out of the park. What did you learn from him?
I think I learned a lot from him, and I would ask him a lot about directing because I'd like to do that. And he talked a lot about, I think, just watching his enthusiasm for the process of filmmaking. He moves fast while we're working, and he is a great conductor in terms of keeping the energy up and morale, and he's so positive, and that was really wonderful.